Ooh, that's not the start we wanted.
No, it's not.
That's bad. That's bad omen there.
It's tough. Alrighty, welcome back to the Son of a Boy Dad podcast. Today it is a day. I don't know what the date is.
It is
My
a
phone's
day.
gonna die.
Really?
It is, yeah.
How this early in the day is your phone gonna die? You not charge it overnight?
Been up grinding all day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so fucking impressive. Checking your financial stats, etc.
Yeah, I mean, I woke up at like 9:30,
Still good though.
and it's like 3:40. It's a long time. It's a good amount of hours to run your battery out.
And you've been on it for every minute of those
Pretty
hours.
much, yeah.
I woke up at 8 and I have almost full battery.
You haven't been grinding as much as I have.
I've been writing on my laptop.
So
So
I
it's
don't like
using
that.
an alternative screen.
Yeah, I don't
So-
like that.
But I do like that though.
I
like
hate it.
I like how being on my computer means that my screen
But
time on my phone
you
is
can
down.
check your screen time on your laptop.
No, you can't. Not
Yeah,
on
you
mine.
can.
Mine's too old.
No, you
I
definitely
purposefully have an old one. It's almost a typewriter.
can. It's not a bad idea.
It's so nice that like watching TV doesn't count as screen time.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like people limit their screen. Like, and honestly, I don't know. I guess I don't really have a problem with it because I actually do believe looking at a laptop or a TV or a monitor is definitely better than just being hunched over doom scrolling.
I completely agree with
Yeah.
that.
Why?
A laptop is to a phone what a book is to a porn magazine.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty good comparison.
Yeah.
But I reject the idea that the high levels of screen time are some kind of commentary on the state of the youth. Because if Edgar Allan Poe had
It's because you don't know any youth, except for your own, who are too young.
No, I'm talking about. I'm saying that it's like if other generations had phones, they would have been on them as much.
Absolutely.
It's not like endemic of or like emblematic of the kids these days.
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's the fact that anybody who was a kid, as soon as phones came out, it's not like they were better people that would have like abstained.
To your point, Roan, which is a great point, by the way, I think that ages ago, there were books that were considered trash.
They had banned
They're
books.
reading those ruffian kids are reading those books.
People would probably go to art galleries to like look at titties.
He's always
like painted the odalisque pose of like just a lady's ass. You know?
I think kids in general, I think they're using phones in a way that we don't even like. I think we just assume they're using phones for like porn and TikTok.
But they're watching porn on Roblox.
Dude, I was walking the other day. I live like right by a bunch of schools, and there was a group of kids standing. There was 2 kids standing looking at one phone.
Do you live by schools on purpose?
No, I just happened to live right by 2 schools.
So that was just luck for you.
Yeah, it's luck.
Yeah, you thought you were gonna have a talking.
It's a good
point with him.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's a good sign of it. It's a sign of a good neighborhood. These are like healthy, like happy kids. Like they're excited to be alive.
Right.
You know?
There's only schools
not
in
like
good
the-
neighborhoods.
Well, yeah, for the most part.
That's not true. That's not true.
I know that a lot of families will move to that neighborhood you live in because of the school system.
Because the schools are so strong.
Is there any part of
It's
you
actually,
that
like,
feels
I'm not
like
even
you're
kidding, there's-
displacing a family that could have their kids in those schools by living
My
there?
apartment's definitely not meant for a family.
Well, it depends on where that family's from.
yeah,
right?
it does.
Because people from Venezuela can really live in small spaces.
But
From
if you're
China,
from
too.
Venezuela, there's literally no benefit. Like there's zero benefit to buying my apartment other than the area.
But there's families in your building.
there isn't. No,
I think I've seen people with like strollers at least.
there's no. I've never seen a child in my apartment.
I
ever.
helped someone carry up a stroller. I said, you don't even have to fold that down. I got it. And I
I've
took
never. The only people I see are people like close to my age and the people that are really old.
Who've lived there forever.
But anyways, what I was saying was I was walking and there was 2 kids on a. I actually wrote down what they said because I thought it was so funny. They were looking at a phone, and one of them looked at the other one, and he goes, nah, I'm not going to that playground. That's just a regular-ass playground. And I was like, the idea of, like, 2 kids pulling out their phone and typing playground into Google Maps.
Yeah, and having it be
And being like,
3.2
what's around
stars.
here? Yeah. Yeah.
Reviews. This playground's not what we thought it would
Yeah.
be.
It's hilarious.
Monkey bars are not high enough off the ground
The
for
slide
your
is
feet.
slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saying it's just a regular playground.
Yeah. Teeter-totter needs WD-40.
I guess it does make sense because there are sick playgrounds in New York.
Yeah.
There's brand new ones.
Yeah.
But it's also proximity to the hood sometimes. They'll put incredible playgrounds right next to the hood sometimes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's like, is that bait? You know, is that like, are they trying to draw you into that area?
We were at a playground. We were filming the other day, and we went to a playground to get like a shot, and it was chaos. Once they saw the cameras, we got out of there pretty quick.
What were they doing?
There's a lot of kids, and they all wanted to be out. They were like, "Put me in the video." And we did like one shot, and we're like, "All right, we should probably get out of here."
They're like, "Bing bong, bing bong."
We also were leaving, being like, I was shocking that no one came up to us and was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Filming the kids.
I mean, it was like probably like 5 p.m., so it was late.
How old were the kids?
It wasn't school hour. Young.
Really?
Like children.
This is in your neighborhood.
This was not in my neighborhood, no.
Oh. What's the
This
average,
was close to here.
What's the age of the kids in your neighborhood for the most part?
Oh, I have no clue. I would assume it's probably their middle schoolers, if I had to guess.
That's kind of what I figured.
Who's that kid, like Kyo Martin or whatever? He's like the bad kid in New York. What's his name?
Oh, the little kid?
There's like curly haired blonde kid
yeah.
who like skates now and shit like that, and I guess goes to cons and shit like that, goes to film festivals.
Yeah.
But I think he's like the archetype for the young crazy kid.
Is that
like,
the kid who has the security guards?
No, that's Jack Doherty.
That's Jack Doherty.
Oh.
This kid is significantly younger.
Yeah, this kid's like 9.
You know what I'd like to do? Is I'd like to hire some security guards and then have my security guards fight Jack Doherty's security guards.
I'm sure they've tried to make it happen.
And then
I don't think it's easy.
Then the sea of men around us parts, like when Hector ends up finding Ajax on the battlefield, and the two leaders square off and fight.
Yeah,
which he does again later with Achilles' cousin.
Well, wasn't that supposed to be Paris's fight? But then Paris pussied out.
No, that Paris was supposed to fight Menelaus. Over stealing,
of course,
Helen. And then he like comes and like hugs his brother's ankle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bitch ass. Who's that actor?
That's Johnny. Did not know.
No, he's the guy that like. Oh man, he's married to
Katy
Katy Perry.
husband. Yeah.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
No.
Have you ever seen Troy?
No.
What?
I don't like those movies.
You would love.
I've never seen Troy. I've never seen 300. I've never seen any of those.
Troy's
movies.
different, bro. Troy's not like.
Troy's
300.
different.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Not Eric. No. No, he plays
Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom. Have you ever seen the video? Have you ever seen the picture of Orlando Bloom surfing with Katy Perry and he's just ass naked?
I don't think so. No.
And you just see his. It's a pretty.
I don't know. I'm so bad with actors and names. I only know the really big people.
Can I be honest with you? I'm not even making a joke here. I haven't smoked weed in like 6 or 7 days.
Yeah.
My recall of actors' names in that period has gotten so much better.
I've never been able to memorize actors' names, though.
But I'm just saying, if you stop smoking for a little bit,
yeah,
you'd get it back. You'd get good at it.
No, I've never seen that.
You see? Wow.
Katy Perry's really going through a rough patch, huh?
Is this real?
Yes, bro. That's a little bit older. Insane is that? How insane is how naked he is?
I love that for him.
He's super naked.
But he has a hat and sunglasses on, but his full schlong is out. And
you gotta have a lot of self-confidence to rock that look.
And she's
to rock
in a
like
bikini.
Antarctica. Like you can't. You gotta go naked, or you gotta go. If you're gonna go naked, you gotta go full naked.
But you can't be more naked than your wife.
But having the hat and the shades on, that means you looked in the mirror. Like you looked in the mirror and you were like, "Do these sunglasses?" And then you just ignored the fact that below is completely bare.
Because it's not about the sun. Your penis is getting sunburnt right now. Like it's not about protection from the sun.
Dude,
your penis should never be exposed to direct light.
My penis.
Like bacon on the skillet.
I mean, imagine the rest of my skin times 100.
I don't think my penis has ever seen the sun, and it never plans
My
to.
penis burns like fucking cotton.
No.
It shrivels up instantly.
Like that plantation fire.
Yes.
Just a fucking white building fucking completely ablaze.
Yeah. It gets spots.
Oh, it's brutal.
But then you throw on the lotion. You get rocked up throwing the lotion.
Whenever I put the lotion on it though, and it burns through that, they say that the discharge, the sort of goo that comes off the burned penis lotion, you're not supposed to put that down the kitchen sink.
Oh, really?
You're supposed to wait until it solidifies and then throw it out. Otherwise, it causes clogs underneath in the irrigation system of the city.
I've been.
There's also this picture. I don't know if you saw. This is just like from the same day. He's just ass naked, just paparazzi from all angles. Like he just knew.
It's crazy.
What a knowing nod from you.
It's shocking.
Sorry, what were you saying? I just didn't want you guys to miss out on Bloom's cock.
I just can't imagine going out in public like just naked. Not even like a maybe like a bag with some clothes to change into.
Do you ever have,
just in case?
Do you ever have the dream where you end up at school naked or something?
I used to have that dream constantly.
I had that dream a lot. Yeah.
Or like I'd be like wearing a pair of shorts that were uncomfortable in the dreams.
And what, would you take them off?
No, I couldn't do, because that was always the thing. I used to wake up late for school, put on whatever, and then go. And then I would get there and I would be like, what the fuck am I wearing right now? And then I would like go to the gym locker room, grab shit from my locker. It was always a whole thing.
Did you have uniforms?
I wish.
Yeah. Or even
because I went to private
code?
school for 1 year in 5th grade and we had a dress code. Easiest year. Because you just throw on a collared shirt and pants.
Dress code is nice.
Dress code's so easy.
Because then you kind of like dress to like buck the dress code.
Oh yeah, you're trying to see what I can do.
What can I
this
get
is
away
my
with?
canvas. What can I create?
Yeah, how can I color within the lines?
Yeah.
That's what it's like over at fucking FIT.
Oh boy.
You guys ever go around
You ever
there?
walk through there? Wow. No wonder they shut that street down. You know how many car accidents there would be from people being like, what the fuck is that?
It's a freak show.
It
over
is
there.
nuts.
It's crazy.
It's a combination of like My Little Pony meets Hello Kitty meets like The Matrix.
Is that school? So like that school, I assume, is like any other school where you would go and you would like say if you wanted to be a screenwriting major and you major in screenwriting and then but you still got to take like math and shit like that, right?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't know.
They're just taking classes on
Taking
throwing
Taylor.
fits.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like you'll see like a steampunk goth wedding dress and it'll just be like a 19-year-old on their way to damn near math class.
I mean, those people must have to wake up 8 hours before class.
I know. But you know what? Even my untrained eye, I go through a pack of those kids and I can spot the one kid where I'm like, that kid did better.
Oh, yeah.
He has it. He has it more than the other kids.
Most of them don't have it.
Most of them don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just throwing like they're just vomiting on themselves with like everything they can in a closet. They're going to like a vintage store and
it's a lot of
like
tough fits.
You cut the fucking mud flaps off a truck and then you wore them on your shoulders.
You just have like parking cones for sleeves, like walking straight out like Patrick from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we were there and we were filming right on that street, the closed street. And yeah, the whole time I was just looking at those kids and I was like, this is strange.
And in a weird way, like I think that it's supposed to be intimidating. It's supposed to feel intimidating to walk around, but you know that they're like the most self-conscious to throw something that like detailed on. It's not like you're just like throwing whatever on, but it's like this layered like pedophore with like garters and like you look like a shepherd and just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's lingerie on top of like a tracksuit.
Yeah.
I will again. I would imagine that all those kids are very competitive with each other and
100%.
judgmental, very judgmental.
100%.
And so the body dysmorphia or the clothing dysmorphia probably
There's more clothing dysmorphia
is probably worse there than anywhere else.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely no body dysmorphia.
I
the
could
average
see
weight percentage there is probably 1.
Average what?
Weight or body fat percentage.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, he's
all
right.
Of those kids are fucking skin and bone.
Yeah,
that's
they are.
No, there's
Are
some.
you at? It's like
they're
all
slender.
Timothy Chalamet if he lost weight.
Exactly. He was preparing for a role.
Machinist too.
Yeah.
Machinist too. Jesus, I feel like you see some different body sizes, body types. Not that I judge.
Not on the main campus, that's for sure.
Maybe on like
The
Fit
satellite
Albany.
campus.
Yeah. Maybe Fit Hoboken.
Hoping to get the call up.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you've been accepted to Fit.
Please lose
Hoboken.
10 pounds.
Yeah.
I got one of those emails when I was getting like my college, when I was doing my college applications. I got an email from University of Pittsburgh, and I wanted to go there. And I got an email that was like, "Congratulations, you've been accepted to University of Pittsburgh." And I didn't read anybody else, and I sent it to my family, and I was like, "I got into Pittsburgh," and they were like, "No, you got into the the alternate
You got
campus."
Pitt,
Yeah.
Altoona.
Did you apply to it?
No. You can apply to the main college, and then they can still just be like, "We're going to send you to the
Pitt, Aliquippa.
like we're going to say no, you're definitely not getting in here, but if you go here for a year, you have a way better chance of being able to transfer into the main
So
college."
you did apply to Pitt, but they got you
Yeah.
into their
to their alternate
B school
campus.
I had a boy my boy Mike had a shirt that said, like they gave it out to everybody that got into Penn. And it was like, I got into Penn. And then he wrote on State. Altoona. Waiting list. Hopefully.
It's a great shirt.
Incredible shirt.
There
People
were
got to
kids.
start making funny shirts like that again.
No one's made a funny shirt
No.
since fuck you fucking fuck.
Yeah, and that one sucks.
It was funny right when it came out.
It was funny immediately, and then it was
And then Michael
quickly-
Rappaport got his hands
yeah.
on it.
And people started, It was always the wrong people wearing it.
Yeah.
It's not funny. You look
Or
at
it's
it,
like you
that's not
come to New
funny.
York as a tourist and then you buy it. And you're like, I am like the locals.
Yeah. I use cuss word.
Many times. Adjective, noun. Oh, man.
When was the last time you guys experienced genuine fear for your life? For me, it was about 45 minutes ago.
Are you talking about from like on a bike or something like that?
Anytime. Or I guess if it was on a bike, if we're counting bikes, it was twice today. For starters, I hit a car that was moving. He hit me more than I hit him. Same thing. I'm biking.
No.
I'm on the
Only
bike
one
lane.
person can hit the other person.
Well, then he hit me. I was on a bike. I'm in the bike lane. He doesn't see me. He's trying to parallel park, just goes straight in front of me. I smash into his window. And I almost punched his. I thought about punching it, giving it a.
You get angry in a situation.
But then
like
I was
that.
like, "No." And then I just said, "What the fuck, dude?" And he just went. It was just some random guy. That part didn't really. I was already so mad at that point that I didn't really care.
It didn't make it worse.
Yeah, no, that one I was like, well, whatever. Who gives a fuck?
You just got up like the Terminator and just
Yeah.
kept on.
Oh, I didn't even fall off my bike. But I slammed on the brakes and I was sliding everywhere.
Oh, hydroplaning?
Yeah, I hated that.
That's scary.
Um,
That's scary for sure.
Luckily, I have calm reflexes. I was able to cool myself down
Well,
relatively
that's the COD.
quick. Yeah. And no, the crazy one though. I was on the subway and we stopped at 34th because I passed my stop, and
Why did
It
that
was-
happen? Why'd you pass your stop?
we flew by. It was a whole thing.
Oh, you didn't even. That's what happened. It
No,
didn't
no,
even
no.
stop at your place.
No, that's not what happened.
The doors open. You just didn't get off.
No, the door was never opened. It was the thing when you're looking and you go, "Oh, there's my stop," and then fly by it, and then it's never like one. You go like 8 stops down to the next one.
Yeah, you're in like
And you're like,
Harlem.
okay, so now I'm 45 minutes away from the destination that I was.
No, Penn Station's one stop past.
You get what I'm saying, though. But
Well-
pretty much,
You know what? New Leaf. You're right.
you've never been on the train where it skips a stop.
I have. I just have never been on a train where it skips 8 stops.
You've never had that happen?
I've had it skip 1 stop.
Oh, most of the times it happens to me. It's like all of a sudden I'm in Lower East Side, and you're like, "What the fuck is happening?" Because it's always like you're on it, and you're like, "This feels like a long time for us to be going from point A to point B," and then you look and you're like, "Oh, now we're at point F."
Usually they'll tell you at a stop.
It was a
they'll
little hard
say,
to hear.
We're gonna skip
Yeah.
a couple stops.
And typically you would hear that if there wasn't the homeless person screaming like I've never, and I'm not, I usually don't tell stories about homeless people because I feel like it's like everyone has the exact same experience and it's not interesting at all. But this was like,
Well, it's also homeless people most of the time. It's annoying, but most of them haven't been like, you know what, I'm going to be homeless today.
yeah.
It's not like a chosen path.
Yeah. This one was more like I've had homeless people get in my face. I had a homeless dude tell me he was going to kill me. He was going to stab me to death. That shit has never once fazed me. Today, I'm on the train. The train stops and I hear it sounded like someone on the car over, but I'm not sure if this guy was ever on the train. And I hear like wailing scream, like like zombies from Black Ops 2. And he's yelling something over and over. I can't hear what it is. And I was like, where the fuck is, and I turn and he's right outside of my car. And I'm the closest person to him. And he locks onto my eyes. And he's punching the wall of the subway car as hard as the train was shaking every time his fist hit the car.
What the fuck?
And then, so I'm sitting there and now I'm in fight or flight. I'm like, I'm looking around. I'm like, are we running? Like, because it looks like he was going to come on the train and kill
You were in
us.
flight or flight.
Yeah.
You're like,
exactly.
which exit?
And I'm looking at the dude next to me, across from me, and I'm like, this guy's a little bit bigger than me. I feel like he'll probably step in if this guy tries to kill me. And then he was looking up too. Like, he looked nervous too.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
Yeah. And we kind of just sat there. And then when I really got angry is they wouldn't close the doors. Like, we sat there for 2 straight minutes with this dude just pounding on the fucking outside of the car. And I was just waiting for him to come in and kill us all. But they just never closed the door.
Wait, so why couldn't he get in if the door wasn't closed?
Because the cops showed up. Like, the cops showed up, right
For
at
him?
Why are you complaining about the doors not closing if the cops were there?
Because if it was a situation that needed the police to come detain the guy, don't you think they would close the subway doors?
I see what you're saying.
If this guy that's not on the subway and there's no one else on the platform, don't you think they would
So there was a period there where the doors were open and he was pounding on the car, but he wouldn't come on the car.
He just couldn't find the door?
He would peek in and then step out. It was horrifying, dude.
Yeah.
I haven't felt like a genuine, holy shit, like that.
So was he a real life zombie?
Dude, it was it wasn't like the typical, I mean, like the people that are homeless and they're doing crack or whatever. And, you see them and they're yelling, but you can just go around. This was the only time I've ever felt like, oh, this guy actually will swing on me.
Yeah, he's in the throes of mania.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
it gets frustrating because then you then it ends and you're like, why am I pretending that that's a normal thing to see every single day?
Listen to me. I'm ready to go.
It's fucking crazy.
I'm ready to fucking go.
But it's everywhere.
I'm ready to not live in this city anymore.
But it's not just New York. That's the problem.
I will continue to work here. I love working here, and I like New York City. I do not like living here. I'm tired of living here.
That combined with then realizing I was past my stop and then getting hit by a car on the way to the office from the train.
It's only going to get worse.
After I missed the stop was enough to be like, this fucking sucks.
It's only going to get worse, brother.
You know what really it is, though? It's just when it rains in the city.
No.
I think when it rains in the city, it goes from being...
when it gets warm.
Yeah, that's true.
Because now the tourists are here, and they are adding, and all the homeless people come out.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we can be outside. We can get our exercise.
Yeah.
And that guy's that's his workout for the day. Is pounding on the subway door.
Was he ripped?
Peekaboo.
It was literally like if fucking Saquon Barkley was on the tracks.
Well, he's probably he's no days off.
Dude,
then.
He was one of the biggest people I've ever seen. He wasn't one of those drug addicts that's skinny and frail. He had a fucking wife beater on.
Quadzilla?
Yeah, he had a wife beater on. He had a gallon jug of water.
Yeah.
That he was just smashing on
This
things.
guy is hydrating, dude.
Yeah.
Did you bike
it was
in?
probably because he took creatine.
I biked in earlier.
You biked in today?
A bit ago, though.
Okay.
So it wasn't raining when I was
Did
biking.
you see through Chinatown, you're coming along the bike path,
On Chrissy?
right? On the right there, all those lights, before you take the left.
Next to the park?
Yeah, next to the park. I think it was right towards the end of that on the right. There was a homeless guy who was asleep with half of his body on the curb and half off.
That's like a Tony Hawk obstacle.
Dude, I thought I've never been so sure that someone was dead.
Oh, that's the thing. Yeah. It's that too.
It was so clearly not a position that anyone would fall asleep in, even with the worst drug come down or whatever. Even if someone collapsed and fell asleep, you're not falling in that position. This guy was dead. And people were just kind of gently swerving around his leg.
Oh, yeah.
But pretty soon, people are going to start running over his leg.
Yeah.
And mashing him
Until he just
into
becomes the
sidewalk like they do with the rat carcasses,
The
at which
pigeons,
point
too.
you add to the layer.
And you're like, is that gum or
Yeah.
is that a man?
Yeah.
Is that a grown-up adult man?
Well, that's what'll happen is you'll get home from work one day and you'll be like, "What the fuck is on my
Is that
shoe?"
do I have guy on my shoe?
Yeah. Oh, that's human. That's human remains.
Unfortunately, I still love living in New York. I think it's so beautiful.
Oh, I hate
Oh,
it.
man.
It's never. There's no beauty.
I went on the most
I don't
beautiful
even like
walk
the.
this
I don't even
morning.
like the skyline. When I see the skyline, I'm like, it's too much.
Yeah.
Why is it? There's so many people.
Do you
and
know
it's
that
so condensed?
You and I could go in together on a
on a sick apartment,
on a cabin on a river where it comes with your own little parcel of the river, right?
Yeah,
Some
I've already
private
got plans
water
for that though.
Private water, and we don't have to be there at the same time. I'm not trying to like crowd you.
Yeah,
well, you could get like a duplex. You guys could, or like 2 townhouses next to each other. I think that's realistic too. If you're getting the cabin on the river, the river lifestyle does seem amazing. I've always wanted to live on a river, but the flooding though.
Tight river though. I'm not living on a wide river.
No, I know. We want to be able to fish. I think we do that. I think we start looking at that.
What about
I'm already looking in Wyoming.
That's too far away, man.
Not really.
What are you talking about? We can't go all the way out there. We have to be able to get to work.
Wi-Fi is all you really need.
You're gonna do spots in Wyoming?
No, that's the point. That's the point of going to Wyoming.
Never doing a spot again?
No, I am.
But you're gonna miss your spots.
I have spots
bro.
tomorrow.
Really? Check the calendar.
Yes, I do.
Like what kind of which river are you talking about?
I'm not sure.
The snake.
I think there are a fair amount that are up there.
It sounds like his heart's set on the snake right now.
So you're talking north of New York.
Yeah, north of New York. Yeah.
And then you transport down into the city.
Maybe Connecticut. I don't know.
Oh, I guess like I know what you mean.
I'm not talking about Greenwich, Connecticut.
Yeah.
I'm talking about more rural Connecticut.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about how Connecticut is this really rich state. Well, there's parts of Connecticut that are it's just you have to go farther away from New York City.
Yeah. Also, most of the cities in Connecticut are not nice.
Hartford.
Yeah. Bridgeport.
But I don't think you guys are talking about living in a city. I think you guys are talking about country living.
Yeah. If I was going to live in a city, I don't really think there would be, like, I have no interest in moving to another city.
I think
you want to live on a holler.
Yeah.
You want to live in West Virginia.
Yeah. Or Sharon, Connecticut, or West Cornwall.
Oh, yeah.
Right up there on the Housatonic.
Oh.
We fished it, you and me.
Yeah.
Think about that river. Imagine if we had one of those little, even a houseboat.
Houseboat?
Imagine that.
That'd be so nice.
It's not a bad idea.
Not privy to, we don't have to pay taxes.
What if you just float the Hudson?
Because we live on the water.
Float the Hudson on a houseboat.
Well, Mark Twain action.
That would get a little rocky.
Why?
Hudson's a big body of water.
Yeah, but I mean, you got a whole house on it.
Yeah.
You don't have a little cigarette boat on it. You're not
houseboats
tubing.
are pretty small.
Well, what about a mansion boat?
A mansion boat. Now we're talking.
A whole ass mansion. You ever go down by that marina on like Pier 8 or whatever, and there's like kind of like yachts down there on the water in Brooklyn?
Yeah, near the soccer field.
Yeah, by the soccer field.
Mm-hmm.
There's some beautiful boats down there. They just expanded it. Sometimes people will park a yacht.
Really?
And I'll just go down and like kind of just look at the boats and just pine for these boats. It probably costs $1 million to park the boat there. Where are you guys going to park your damn houseboat?
I have no idea. We haven't thought that far. Well, the plan is to float from the top of the Hudson down. Start in upstate, make our way down to the...
Just ceremoniously starting off your journey, the two of you on top of the houseboat, drinking dark Modelo's. That would be so respectable.
Yeah, for me personally, it's when it rains in the city is when shit really gets.
And it has been raining for like 10 of the last 14 days.
Yeah, it's really been raining.
You know where you don't experience this level of sort of disorder?
Anywhere that you have a car.
Austin, Texas, wherever Rogan is.
Dallas. Dallas does not have this. Do you know why?
Because it's all highways.
Because everyone has a gun.
Yeah, true.
You know what keeps people in order?
Guns.
A good guy with a
the
gun.
threat of being shot dead.
No one even honks.
There really should be armed guards on every subway.
That's
what Japan would do.
I saw a real case in Dallas to be made for living under the fear that if you try to cut someone off on the highway or cut in front of people on a merge or cut the line,
Hit
whatever.
someone with your car.
They're going to get out of their car and they're going to come up and tap on your window with the butt of their gun and shoot you between the eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, we need more of that. I mean,
And then they'll reach through the window and put your car in neutral, gather a couple boys to push the car off to the side of the road so it's not in the way anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
And then traffic resumes as normal.
They all have F-250s, so they'll just tow you off to the next quarry to throw your body
Yes,
into.
exactly. And you know what? There probably will be a lawsuit, and those people are all going to get off.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. That's the best part. Self-defense.
Yeah.
Stand your ground.
Yeah, it's always self-defense.
Castle doctrine.
Yeah.
That guy drove his car into my house, into the mudroom.
I mean, New York's got to be the only place where you could literally hit someone with your car, and then all you got to do is just give them a wave, and then that's it. That's the end of it. The dude literally hit me with his car. He ran into me as I was biking. And all that happened in the interaction is I used the weight of the car to make sure I didn't fall over, lifted myself off of it, and then kept biking.
He was like, "You get a fingerprint on my car?
Yeah.
Is that a handprint on my car? You better clean that." Same way though. If you smoked a fucking another car, you could probably just go off.
True.
Quid pro quo.
True.
Why are you so disaffected about the city?
Because biking into work, which was my favorite way to get to work, has become hard. And I'm tired of how expensive everything is. Money just fucking falls into a hole somewhere. This morning, I had to take a cab, and it wasn't far. Fucking 5-minute cab, 7-minute cab, and the meter started at $6.80.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, "What have you done so far to earn that? Did you enter? Are you picking me up inside of a toll? What the fuck is that about? Where is that fee coming from?"
I don't know.
I took a cab in Chicago that went up as time and distance happened. They didn't pick one. It just like compounded. So every second they were really fucking me. It was like an airport pickup too. So I was fucked. I had nothing I could do.
This whole week, Ubers have been $90.
Crazy.
The rain. It's the rain.
I know.
The damn rain. Remember when Uber first came out and it was like very inexpensive?
Well, like it went up first and then it came way down because they let so many more people have the licenses. Do you remember that?
They were giving them out to registered sex
supply,
offenders.
and there was a period there where you'd call an Uber, and the second you hit confirm, a car would pull up.
Yeah.
Now Ubers can they're picking and choosing.
The ones I've noticed in other cities it's a lot cheaper. Like you can get like in LA the Ubers, but the thing is,
I took a $4.80 Uber in Chicago.
Yeah,
from where our hotel was to the office.
Yeah, that's what a lot of them are.
I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, they'll be like $7, but they take a lot longer to get there, and they suck. So there's also that factor. I mean, the Chicago transit situation is.
Standing out, the fact that they don't have their trains underground in the coldest city that God ever created is fucking preposterous.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, when I was staying at the Citizen M and we were doing spots at the Laugh Factory, and
you went back to the Citizen M?
Yeah, I've stayed there like 3 times.
Wait, you booked it yourself?
No, they booked me there. The Barstool does.
Oh, okay, I got it.
I was there for Barstool shit, and I was doing spots while I was there, and the place was like 2 miles away, and it was either a 30-minute drive or like a 45-minute train ride. And I looked at the train, and it stops literally at like every single block.
Well, it goes through people's apartments.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So people just have to get out into their living room.
Yeah, it's a shit show. It's a total shit show.
I can't imagine standing on a L platform in Chicago every day waiting for the train in the dead of winter. Just getting your skin stripped off of you by wind.
Yeah.
Just a skeleton standing there by the end of it.
It ain't right.
You got a good banana, bro. I got this fucking bullshit
Yeah, you got a
ass.
nasty one.
Mine's disgusting, bro.
I'm glad you boys are mixing in some fibers, though.
Does oatmeal have a lot of fiber?
Yeah.
I believe.
I've been crushing cans of beans. My wife is disgusted by it.
That's got a lot of fiber.
Just a whole can of black beans. Throw in some pickled jalapenos.
Wow.
It's such a nice treat.
Sounds awful. Just Straight black beans.
It's like an actual hobo meal.
Yeah, it sounds like after one bite you'd be full.
It is. It's really filling. I mean, poops are never going to be so beautiful in your life.
I drank 4 margaritas last night.
Damn.
The hell?
I don't know. They were so good.
Spices?
Well, I had one that was I started with a spicy mezcal.
God damn, that sounds good.
That was pretty good.
Drop
then
the
I
location, bro.
Cosme.
Drop
Cosme?
that loco.
You know that spot?
Ooh, very
Yeah.
nice.
You'd like it. Hairball.
Loco?
I'm sorry?
Cosma?
Cosme.
Cosme. I gotta get out to Cosme. Get some of those famous margs I've been hearing about.
Did I ever
Spicy
tell you
mezcal
that
marg.
the last time I went and ate there, I was sitting down, and then right next to me was Andrew Schultz and his
Lovely
girlfriend at
wife.
the time.
Yeah.
And then I left because we finished first, and right after I left, he proposed to her
Oh, wow.
right there.
Interesting.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, maybe he was waiting for you to leave the whole time.
Think so.
You think?
Kind of seemed like it.
I could see it. It's probably like, oh, I don't want to do this with the fucking Francis just sitting there.
I get that.
Yeah.
Or like he proposes and you continue to try to have conversations
Yeah.
across the table with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking for tires, I'm thinking we kind of we go off script a little bit.
How do you come up with your material?
Yeah.
You're so prolific.
Do you write punchline first and go backwards?
Why don't we just see if we can get a table together here? Just move these two.
Senor, can we push these two mesas together? S'il vous plaît?
Cosme, 4 marks. God damn.
Yeah.
Mexican.
Yeah,
How
the
long does it
margs
take you
are-
to take down 4 margs?
Well, I was just drinking them like they were Capri Suns. I was
Oh, okay.
hammering them.
So
They were so good.
2 at a time. What are we thinking?
I would order another one before I'd finished the first.
Golly. That sounds like a hell of a night.
They have a dish called the duck carnitas that has been on their menu the entire time. This used to be a very big time restaurant. It used to get ranked top 50 restaurants in the world. It was really good. Their main restaurant's in Mexico City,
Oh,
and everyone goes there to go to that restaurant.
interesting.
But now it's kind of like the hype has died down, but it's still awesome because
They've come back to earth.
Well, no, the food's just as good. It's just restaurants are their buzz is often
Yeah.
fleeting, you
Yeah.
know?
Makes
Unless
sense.
it's Le Bernardin, you know. Everything's
yeah.
going to rise and fall.
Right.
They do some solid advertising.
But dude, get this. When I went there when I first moved to New York, I remember specifically that the duck carnitas, which is a dish for 2 people, I think it was $54 on the menu.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what it is now?
I'm going to guess 90.
I'm going to go 75.
$112.
Wow.
It is an unbelievable measure of inflation.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, there's just as many ducks everywhere. They're
Oh.
just as easy to kill.
Oh,
If
100%.
anything, there are more.
You start bringing your own duck in.
Yeah.
Going, carnita this.
Yeah.
Me and Large went to Chinatown yesterday. We got a duck for less than $20.
Really?
And it was amazing.
Wait, you bought it at a restaurant?
Yeah, they served it up for us. We had like a pork to start, and then they just cut up a duck. I mean, they took it out of the window.
Wow.
It was so fucking juicy. Oh my
Look,
God.
that sounds great.
That's
Love
cool.
some duck.
I had duck in the classic Peking duck in Beijing with Donnie,
Yeah.
and it was a pretty cool experience.
Was it great?
Yeah, it was. It was good. It was that orange kind of glazed
Mm.
duck with the crispy skin.
Love that. Duck is good. Duck's an underrated meat.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go all duck by 26.
We just kill enough duck, and you just stock up
Oh,
the
yeah.
freezer.
Duck strictly.
Yeah,
I got to get,
Sydney's got to take us out to kill some ducks.
yeah, big time. That's what they should do. They should round up everybody like once a month in New York, like jury duty, and we all just go out and hunt.
People,
We
though.
hit the Catskills.
The homeless.
Yeah, yeah. That wouldn't be
A
bad.
purge.
You've been selected for purging.
I mean, that guy sounds delicious who was banging on your subway. It sounds
Oh.
like a meaty fucking
Could
cut
have fed.
of
He could have fed
thigh.
a family for weeks through the winter.
You've won the lottery. You got the Saquon Barkley homeless man.
Saquon's under some flack. He's been taking some heat.
He just went on Cooper DeJean and Reed Blankenship's podcast today.
Oh, really?
Doesn't sound like heat to me.
What was he saying? Well, I mean, those are his own teammates.
What, because he went on Aiden Ross's stream
Did he go on Aiden Ross's stream?
Yeah.
Can you explain
Pathetic.
Aiden Ross to me? Why is he always?
I don't really know
Why
much
is he
about
always
him.
the center of controversy? What does he do? Who is he?
I think it's because he's like a right wing Twitch streamer for children. I mean, most Twitch streaming is
that
for
true?
children, right?
I think he's I think he's on Kick or something like that, right?
He's a right wing streamer for children.
Is he right wing?
Yeah.
He is?
Hasn't Trump like been on his stream before? Or didn't he like do like an interview
Maybe.
with Trump or something?
Yeah, but Trump did Knock Boys and Flagrant 2 and Theo and all that.
Busting.
And busing, yeah.
Yeah, but Flagrant, I don't know much about Flagrant, but Theo went to the inauguration, so it's probably safe to assume he's right leaning.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
but if you
Yeah, Aiden Ross gave him a Cybertruck with
but
his face on it.
But didn't all these
Sounds
people also
right-leaning
have
to
Bernie
me.
Sanders on their shows?
Yeah, I tend to think that Theo's pretty centrist. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you have Bernie on, like, Bernie goes on shows, but, like, they're not, like, people aren't, like, going to the inauguration feels like that kind of says where you are. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with either side.
I'll say this. If I got invited to the inauguration, no matter who the president was, I would go. I'm pretty sure.
When the Eagles won their first Super Bowl in 2018, we went to the White House and we were like doing interviews there or something like that. And there was like a local Philadelphia basketball writer named Kyle Newbeck, and he took a picture of like the Barstool mic flag, and he was like, of course Barstool's there at the White House. And it's just like, yeah, just because you're there, it doesn't like say one thing or another about like
Yeah, I get that.
I guess if he buys
But being personally invited to the inauguration by the president.
he bought Bernie Sanders a Cybertruck too.
No, he didn't.
He's giving out Cybertrucks.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
And I don't think I don't think those guys would have gone if Bernie Sanders became president.
Bernie Sanders got a fucking Cybertruck. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. You didn't see him driving it around? AOC got a Cybertruck from him.
I didn't see that either.
Bernie Sanders has been the same age of old for 15
know.
years.
He's old.
If you need to see a picture of him when he was young, it's in black and white.
I know.
There are no
It's
color
crazy.
photos of him with like as a young man.
Yeah.
The same
He's
was true of
very
Biden.
old. Oh yeah.
Man,
Yeah, they're
Biden's been
old.
old forever.
They're old as hell.
Biden's first generation racist.
Yeah. Big time.
Creative ass racist.
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders, is he going to run again?
No.
No
Bernie?
chance, right?
No. No way.
Who do you think is going to run next time? Who do you think the next presidential election is going to be between?
Trump and whoever else.
Trump can't run again.
We'll see. He's telling people he's on his third term. You see that?
That he's currently on.
He's like, technically, I'm on my third term because of the last election, but we don't have to get into it.
Yeah, he's already breaking the law by being on his third term. He can't stop winning. All he does is win no matter what.
It's crazy.
So fucking happy for him. I'm sad for Biden, too, that he got cancer.
Yeah, how long do you think they've known about that? I
I
feel like stage 4 cancer doesn't just come on the president rapidly. Like, was he not getting checks before that?
maybe he just thought it was icky.
Yeah, maybe.
Old guys think stuff icky. That was Joe Paterno. Why he didn't say anything. He was just like, yeah, it's icky to talk about what's happening in my locker room.
I don't agree. I don't think that everyone's saying that Biden's going to die and that Biden's dead. I think Biden's got like 15 years left in him. He'll be around forever.
Yeah. It'll be
Yeah.
like Jimmy Carter, just like tiny as fuck in a chair,
Yeah, they'll keep him alive.
just shrinking down. I mean, presidents.
The presidents don't die. They stay alive.
Do you think that when Biden dies, people will be
Yeah.
nice about it?
Yeah.
No.
If it's in 15 years from now, definitely.
15 years from now, for sure. If he dies within the next year or two.
I think
no.
in 15 years from now, President
People will-
Aiden Ross is going to be really nice about it.
Yeah.
People will the right will celebrate if he dies.
I think the right and the left will say. I don't think people know.
Celebrate.
I don't think people know what they like.
I don't know.
And it's like, well, we're talking about celebrating. I'm talking about people online, not real life. Right?
Yeah, I like the fact that whenever a president dies, we fly the flag at half mast,
Yeah, I think that's nice.
and that there's
but-
just sort of a collective like day of recognizing the service that they provided to the country, even if they weren't a great precedent.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you
Yeah.
get the churros last night?
No, I didn't. I never have room for dessert after the duck carnitas.
Really?
That is a dessert in
I was thinking you
itself.
would get like the ice cream flambe.
I'd also had 4 margaritas, so I figured I'd hit my sugar quota.
So lame, though. Wasting your sugar quota on drinks.
No, that's where you're wrong.
Really?
I love a cocktail as a dessert. I'm happy with that.
I disagree. That was kind of like one of my deal breakers with drinking was like, I was like, well, I can either do one or the other.
I can either have these trolley gummies
Yeah, exactly.
or I can have
I could have
4
these
Bud Lights.
Smurf gummies or drink.
But you didn't really like cocktails. You liked beer.
Yeah.
So beer's never going to be a dessert.
No. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. There's nothing sweet about a beer.
Right.
Maybe a nice Amaro Nonino. That's a nice end. That's a nice nightcap.
I would love a beer.
Would you?
Oh, yeah.
Let's get one right now.
Big time.
Let's have one. Let's turn that chip in.
I know. It might be time, honestly.
Let's dip that chip
Let's
in
color
some
down.
Bad
Sarditas.
idea.
Let's color down.
Yeah, let's color down.
Yeah, I would drink and it would be like,
Tell us what happened when you drank.
no, that's not what that's what I mean. I mean, if I were to drink again,
Oh.
I know it would be.
You be back on the horse right away.
Dude, if we drank today, Thursday night, there's no way I don't wake up tomorrow and be like, well, I haven't drank. And so and then it would continue for a month straight of me being like, well, I took all that time off.
I got to make up for lost time.
Exactly.
So
I'd be texting you guys like mimosas. Let's go get some brunch.
Let's get some manmosas. Boozy
you
brunch.
guys around this weekend? I lost my passport again. Wink, wink.
Kegs and eggs at my place. It's like, you got a keg up to your walk up?
Oh, what? You couldn't bring the kettlebell down, but you brought a keg up?
Up the stairs is crazy.
All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about Quins. You ever find a shirt that just kind of becomes your go-to, right? You're wearing it every other day. Maybe you're secretly wearing it every day around the house because that's your shirt. It's comfortable. It fits you. For me, that's Quins. That's become my go-to in the closet, right? I mean, they got cotton, silk, shirts. I mean, just the most comfortable shirts you could even imagine. They've got linen beach shorts, very European. And you know, I'm kind of looking to elevate my game like that. Get a little linen pant, a linen short. They've got great pants as well. So, I mean, pretty much what I'm trying to get at here is Quins. I'm constantly reaching in my closet. The first thing I'm going for is Quins. I gotta have it, right? And you can have it too. And the best thing is they have 365-day returns. Imagine that. Christmas Day, you don't like your gift? Back. Doesn't fit you? Back. You can't do that with anywhere else but Quins. That's huge. All right? So if you want to elevate your closet today, all you got to do is go to quince.com/boydad. That is QUINCE.com/boydad. QUINCE.com/boydad today for free shipping, guaranteed 365-day returns. QUINCE.com/boydad.
Alrighty, let's talk about Rocket Money. When it comes to spending, sometimes it's out of sight, out of mind. That daily coffee habit, those streaming subscriptions, they add up fast without you even noticing. Rocket Money helps you spot those patterns so you can do something about them and keep more money in your pocket. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. See all of your subscriptions in one place and know exactly where your money is going. For the ones you don't want anymore, Rocket Money can help you cancel them, which comes in handy. You don't have to make any phone calls. You don't got to send any texts. You just got to use Rocket Money. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved over a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/boy today. That's rocketmoney.com/boy. rocketmoney.com/boy.
Guys, this podcast is brought to you by Chat BCC. The three of us are in a group chat on Chat BCC. It's an awesome sort of messaging service where you guys can join our group chat. It's as simple as that. You can comment, you can follow along, create side chats, ask us questions. We are interacting. Harry was sending some Halo highlights and busting my balls on there not too long ago. I send cooking recipes, and Roan sends workouts. Those are kind of the things we've been contributing.
I was talking about a little bit of Mark's letter to the Romans, recapping the Bible verses that I heard in church on Sunday. But I mean, you can get my Bible breakdowns exclusively on Chat BCC.
That's where they live. That's where they die. Yeah.
Yeah, just like Francis just said.
We'll have fun guest stars joining in too. Come join the chat. We promise it'll be a good time. We are actively using this. We like this product a lot, and it's a fun way to interact with you guys and kind of just have a little more low key of conversation as opposed to us angrily responding to...
Basically, we just took our group chat from... Sorry to interrupt. But
no,
we
that's
basically just took our group chat from our text and we just put it onto there.
Yeah. So go to boydad.chat. That'll prompt you to download the app and jump right in. boydad.chat. That's chat BCC.
Guys, can we talk about Kraken for a second? If you're going to trade crypto, do it right. No sketchy platforms, no sketchier customer support. That's why we only trust Kraken. Kraken lets you buy, sell, and swap over 300 cryptos without the lag, crashes, or clownery. Buying crypto manually, that's old school. Recurring buys lets you automate your investments so you stack stats without even thinking about it. DCA done right. Buy more when prices dip and less when they spike. Link your bank in minutes. You set it, forget it, and let your portfolio grow. And you can use Kraken Pay, which is instant crypto payments. No more I'll Venmo you later. Whether you're covering a lost bet, splitting the tab after a night out, or spending funds for the next wild adventure, Kraken Pay lets you move money instantly with zero fees and no banks holding things up. Oh, and you refer your friends, Kraken will hook you up with $200 in USDG just for spreading the love. So quit waiting. Head to kraken.com/barstool. Not investment advice. Crypto trading involves a risk of loss and is offered to U.S. customers excluding Washington, New York, and Maine through Payword Interactive Incorporated.
I will say that I do think about trying sobriety here and there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then I think you would get mad at me if I did.
I wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
well, because it's your thing.
No.
It's your thing, though.
I wouldn't
kinda
care
put your
at
flag
all.
in sobriety.
I'm out on that. I'm out. Do whatever you got to do.
Well, I'd only do it to have something in common with you.
Oh, no.
I
It's
would-
a terrible idea.
I would then tell everyone Sass and I don't drink.
I don't really have any plans to going back to drinking, but I'll probably have a beer at some point, in the
It's
next
not
decade.
like a couple of my buddies have gone like fully sober, and then they like went on a huge family trip to Ireland, and they're like, "Yeah, I had a beer in Ireland. Didn't affect because they're not doing it for the chip. They didn't fall off the wagon and go on a bender. They had a beer in Ireland with like their dad, in like a nice, wholesome taster's choice moment.
Yeah, I just don't know if I got that in me.
But
Dude,
when you do,
There's no way I'm going to go to Ireland and have one Guinness.
Can I say something?
Which is crazy.
I think that have you noticed that now that sobriety has become such a more popular movement, and I'm not talking just for people who have alcoholism.
Oh, yeah.
The sober curious people, the people who just abstain from drinking, right? Not even because they have a problem, because they didn't like the way they felt, whatever, after they drank. As that has happened, lots of science has started coming out that says alcohol gives you cancer. Alcohol does this. Alcohol does that. I don't think that that's a coincidence. I think that big sobriety is in the pockets of every politician.
I could see it.
I think big sobriety is a major like corrupt movement.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think you could put together a study that proves anything.
Yeah.
Like, I think that a lot of people would say everyone's stopping drinking because the studies are saying to stop. I think that everyone has stopped drinking and they're trying to find a study to correlate with it.
Right.
Because they're linking everything to cancer these days. Did you hear the golf courses? The golf courses have like a higher chance of Parkinson's.
That does make sense to me, though. They say that like a lot of greenskeepers on golf courses have dogs. Like the head greenskeeper always rides around with his dog. And I heard somewhere that like the life expectancy of a dog that runs around on a golf course is like 4 years less.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the pesticides.
It's the pesticides are crazy, dude.
Just because
I
these
guess that
golfers
makes
like
sense.
refuse to have a single fly land on them. They're like giving
Yeah.
their membership if a bee buzzes in their backswing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Pesticides are kind of. I try not to think about those because I definitely got a lot of them in my system.
What about microplastics? That's a big
No.
one that everyone's talking about
Yeah,
too.
those don't. That just feels impossible to avoid.
Well, they say bottled water's really bad. They
Yeah.
say table salt's bad,
Mm-hmm.
right?
They said that you get a credit. You eat a credit card a week of microplastics.
Is that right?
No, not a week.
Maybe it's half a credit card a week.
No, I think it's like a credit card a year.
No, it's a credit
Damn,
card a
then I
week.
definitely need to stop eating actual credit cards.
Well, I was worried I wasn't getting enough microplastics in, so I would start crumbling up a credit card like a
Yeah.
crouton on a
I
salad.
love that for you.
Mixing it in with a smoothie.
Oh,
Yeah.
nothing like chopping up a
Chase,
fat line and
Visa.
then eating the card after.
The Coke isn't killing you. It's the fucking credit card that's killing
The
you.
pesticides freak me out because I used to do a bunch of landscaping, and I remember we were using Roundup,
Yeah,
which is the big one,
that's a bad one.
and we were spraying down this dude's patio, and he was like, "Be careful with the Roundup. Don't get it too close to you. Like it's super poisonous, all that shit." And I was using it, and there was no smell, and I was like, "Is this actually Roundup?" And I still to this day don't know. I smelt it though. I will say that. Bad idea.
You just put your nose over the Roundup, like
Straight into it.
I'm not getting anything.
I'm not even kidding. Like, because I was like, and I still to this day, I was like, I'm pretty sure I was just watering that dude's weeds.
Dude, I remember as a kid, I remember having to get all the old paint off the side of a boat. That was a job I had done, and they gave me a giant can of turpentine to do it with. And then after, because I had paint chips and stuff on my hands, they washed my hands for me with the turpentine.
Oh my God.
And I remember feeling like, wow, this shit
great.
really works. This gets paint off your hands better than anything.
Yeah.
And two bones of your hands are just rubbing against each other because there's
Yeah.
no flesh anymore.
That's fucked.
Did I ever
That
tell
makes
you?
me feel better about my experience.
Did I ever tell you the story about how? So my dad's side of the family has these like camps, these little cabins up on Lake Ontario
Yeah.
in a town called Deborah, but it's spelled Desberats, Desberats, near Sault Ste. Marie. If anyone out there knows this area, I mean, it's beautiful. And we would go up there every summer. We would drive 22 hours from Maine to get there.
Damn.
We would drive. And we would go, and that's where we would spend like a week in the summer or like 10 days or whatever. But there was no electricity, nothing, no Wi-Fi. You would not have been able to go. And so my grandfather, we had these shot puts because they had this little drawbridge built between two of the islands. It was really cool. But it was along this canal entryway kind of between the rocks that in order for the bigger boats to come down that way, you'd have to pull the drawbridge open. And he weighed the drawbridge down through the pulley system with two shot puts
Oh, wow.
to create that. And as he was setting up the shot puts, he watched as they both came undone because he hasn't tied them properly, bounced down the rocks and into the canal.
Mm.
And then he told my cousin Jackson and me that he would pay us $5 each for each shot put we brought back.
Oh, wow.
But we had to dive for them.
Yeah.
And we had no scuba gear.
Yeah.
And it was pitch black.
Oh, shit.
So me and my cousins, they sat on the drawbridge as Jackson and I took turns trading the
Goggles.
scuba mask back, like the snorkeling mask back and forth. And it was like probably 16 feet down.
Damn.
And I was probably 12.
Damn.
And they had a basket on a string. And the thought was that if we got and found the shot put on the floor of the lake, you'd put the shot put in the basket, give the basket a couple tugs, and then come up.
Yeah.
And I got one of them, but we did not find the other.
Mm.
So you got the 5.
I got $5.
Not bad.
But that's not, you need both for the drawbridge.
It felt like a job half done.
Yeah, not finding that second one, but I mean that's a tough task.
We must have dived probably 15 times each.
Yeah.
Before I finally found it, because you'd get down to the bottom and you'd already be so out of breath.
Yeah, and then
have
there's sand every
It
time.
was
you
move. Silty mud.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just feel around in the darkness. There was no light.
Damn.
That's such a good way to die.
I know.
It is.
By the way, I did the same exact thing years later looking for a pair of my mom's Maui Jim sunglasses. Because she had them fall off near the dock. So I went down to try it, but she did not offer me payment. But that was okay. They've done a lot for me.
Yeah.
I did not find them.
Losing the shades in the water's tough.
That's why you got to have the floatable croakies.
I know. That's happened to me a couple times, looking over the edge of just right off the head.
I went on a boat trip I went on like a vacation to like a resort within the last year, and we went out on a boat, and it was lovely. We got back, and as we got back in, there was a guy who had just got off a stand-up paddleboard, and he told the guy who took us out on the boat, I lost my sunglasses. I'm pretty sure they're in this area. Go get them.
Oh.
He just made this guy get it, just like feel around in an area for his sunglasses. And it was like this massive, it was like probably like over a little bit towards this way. Like didn't give the guy any money up front.
Damn.
We just sat and watched this guy like abuse this poor
That's
worker.
crazy.
So fucked. And they were nowhere near where he said they were. But the guy was out there for half an hour. He finally found them.
Well, that brings us to that diver who goes around the marina and dives with scuba stuff on underneath where all the boats are parked, and so much stuff falls down, and he goes and he collects stuff that has fallen down, and he'll get a Rolex for someone who's lost it. They'll hire him.
Yeah.
He's on YouTube.
I've seen those accounts.
It's great.
I like the ones of the dudes that do it in like the middle of nowhere, and they'll pull up like guns.
Oh, those are the magnet fishermen.
Yeah,
the magnet fisherman. That grosses me out, though.
Grosses me out, too. It's also funny because the police get just mad every
They're
time.
like, you're not allowed to find stuff here.
Yeah.
Those bicycles are meant to be down there.
Yeah. It's like, well, now we got to open up an investigation from fucking 45 years ago.
Yeah.
And try and solve it with this gun. It's going to take us hours of paperwork.
So you're on the cop side?
Big time.
Really?
Yeah. Just throw the gun back in the water. If the gun's got fucking shit growing off of it, the case is probably not going to get solved.
I agree. Just the cops should get to the bottom of the case. I don't think they have to fucking hunt down every gun that someone finds in the bottom of a river.
True.
But these guys are getting fucking 10 million YouTube clicks on their fucking gunk gun.
True. They're getting all the money.
It's a content game.
You know, it's so strange. That shot put story was so, it was such a sort of what core memory of my childhood. And meant so much to me. And when I told it, I realized that this story is worth nothing. This is not finding a single inch of purpose on this podcast.
I don't think that's true at all.
I don't think there was anything in there that was like worth sharing to anyone who listens to the show, to you guys. We didn't ping off it. It wasn't funny. It was just like, and now I'm like, did my life mean anything? If that was one of the top moments that I had, and is a very fond memory I have of my cousins and my grandfather and this place that meant a lot to me, then did my life mean anything?
You did something hard.
I did do
I don't
something.
think it's a bad story.
It wasn't that good. It wasn't
But
good.
not every story has to be like a grand slam, you know?
But it was a grand slam for my whole life.
Yeah, but I've got stories that are funny to me.
I've told so few people that story.
Yeah, but everyone's got stories like that.
Well, now you just told 100,000 more people.
And you just told 100,000
I
more
needed
people.
to have told that to someone else and have them be like, dude, that wasn't worth much.
No one would ever say that about that story, though.
But it would have then put me in a better place of knowing its worth, and I would not have shared it on the podcast.
Well, now you know.
No, I think that was a worthy story.
Do you think we can cut that?
No, it's definitely staying in.
We should cut that.
No.
You got to say something very revealing personally if you want this cut.
Uh,
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It won't wind up getting cut.
The shot puts were made up of
No.
the children that live on Harry's block, their bones, and their privates.
Now we're talking. Now
Little
we're cooking with
little
grease.
H.H. Holmes.
I think that it was a very nice story. And
I don't know. I give up, man.
I don't think that. I think you're being hard on yourself.
I am always hard on myself.
What did my story about the guy finding the fucking Maui Jim's ad?
Well, that was a piggyback.
It was a
So
piggyback.
it did add a piggyback.
That was a different story, though.
Yeah, but it jogged something in my memory.
That's very kind of you.
It wasn't. I wasn't doing it to be kind. I was doing it because it was a worthwhile story.
Can we ask you for an update on your children? How that's all going?
They're going. They're doing pretty good.
You seem great.
Are
Are you just hiding how fatigued you are?
It's just a different level of attention to details. Like you just have to be pretty. And I'm pretty. Or you just lighting your shoe on fire, putting
Harry
matches in the holes.
Incapable of handling a serious conversation.
No, I'm listening right now. He said it's a different type of tired.
Oh boy, we're talking about family stuff here. Let me light my shoes on fire.
Putting
Time for me
holes
to
in
go
it.
to another place.
That is like the kind of thing you do in like a psychiatrist's office, and they're like, "Yeah, you have ADD bad. We're gonna give you 80 milligrams of Strattera every single day."
I wonder
for the
how
rest of
big
your
the
life.
hotel is that I'm staying in this weekend. All right, so it's a different type of tired.
It's just a different type of attention that you have to give. You have to be kind of selfless, and I'm not perfect at it, but I am relatively patient as a person. But definitely like test your patience at sometimes. It's like when they're just crying, you don't know what to do. You can't stop it. You just try. I also used to think when people would like shush their kids, they were being mean, like shush. But I didn't realize that there is like a functional like shh.
Oh, there's levels to it.
It is like a calming thing.
Big
But
time.
so I didn't do it for a while to them because I was like, I'm not trying to be like a dickhead, like shushing them, like shh.
You're kind of just creating white noise.
Yeah, but you're just doing like a soft, passive white noise, and it works, bro.
Yeah.
They'll shut the fuck up if you shh.
Yeah, it's not a
Yeah.
library shush. It's the type of shush that you might mistake for the flowing of the river that Harry and I are going to live on. soon.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be so nice. But I didn't. I just thought it was like there was a nastiness to it, so I was like just letting them cry. But then I was like, am I a fucking detached sociopath? Like I wasn't just letting them cry. That's why it's tough to talk about because someone will be like, yeah, wait till you hear this, or like you actually shouldn't be doing that. So I haven't talked a ton about it. I even like shot an ad where it was like they were gonna be in part like the background, and I was like, bro, I can't fucking have them in a fucking.
No, I think that's the right call. Do you for someone who's, potentially thinking about it someday, would you recommend that I have one or two to start?
I think you should start with like 3 and just kind of knock it out.
Because
I think swinging for the fences is like laying up or like swinging for a double.
yeah,
Like, why not just get the homer and have like a TLC show, Francis +8?
I think starting with twins is actually a pretty good move.
You'd be such a great dad.
Because then if you don't have any more, you're fine.
Yeah. Gets you right into the action.
Right into a full family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got to do it.
They also are going to rely on each other so much and be each other's support systems, which means
You don't have to play.
you
with
don't
them.
have to parent as much. And there's really, like, let's be honest, even though they'll be like, I'm 1 minute older, there's really no older child,
Yeah.
right? So there's I'm sure that the hierarchy is not as pronounced.
Yeah.
And-
Unless one of them ends up being like way better at sports and school,
Yeah.
in which case the other one's in big trouble.
And the other one has to do drugs or DJ. Or both.
Or
Like,
both,
I
yeah.
support it if they want to do both.
I mean, if you're not good at sports or school, there's not a ton of options.
What are you talking about? What are we doing? I guess Francis was good at sports in school.
So was I. It's hard for me to relate to that experience of not being good at sports or school.
Because just because you got into Penn or to Pitt Aliquippa.
Well, that was for my academics.
So what were you good at in school?
I got in there solely relying off my academic ability.
Dressing.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're good at
Throwing
dressing
fits. I got into fit.
well.
Full scholarship turned it down.
What if Harry took that outfit off right now and underneath he was just wearing like a spiked
A gimp
fucking-
outfit.
Oh no! This was a class project actually.
He's
They said do your best puffer fish. And this was my interpretation.
Just Dark Kent under there. Just-
Do you think they get like assignments like that? They're
I
like,
bet they do.
Tomorrow, I want you to come in wearing something that expresses anger.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, your homework is to cut yourself.
Yeah.
Create an outfit using an actual physical piece of yourself.
Sacrifice one part of your body for a whole outfit.
No, the zippers are made from my molar.
Tonight,
You'll notice that my penis is stitched onto the outside of my jeans.
It's like flopping on the outside. Tonight, your assignment is to bleed, and you will be judged on how much. Oh man! Seek help if you actually have problems. with
Seek
that.
help if you go to FIT.
Is it a high school?
No.
It's a college.
I think it's
SUNY.
a college.
It's like a SUNY school.
Got it. I bet you that those kids do have a lot of
Money.
sex.
Oh.
Oh, of course.
I bet you they're doing some wild stuff.
Yeah. They definitely have like co-ed dorms. They probably have one dorm room in like, I don't know, somewhere.
There's probably just a guy
Probably
who's always
right
getting
above the
fisted
school.
on the dorm floor.
Yeah. When I almost went to, I toured Pace. Their dorms are just everything is in one building.
Mm.
So you never leave. That was kind of my
So it's like
deciding.
that town in Alaska where the entire town is
Exactly.
in a high rise.
It's a skyscraper that is all just
It's like the
Pace.
Wayside School.
Yeah, that's
school,
what
not the book.
that's what made me not want to go there.
Really?
Because I was like, I'll just never leave.
Oh, that's so at odds with your lifestyle.
Dude, it's just an elevator. You're like, oh, I gotta go to fucking English.
I can't
I
go
would've
to
thought
this
that's why
college
you wanna
because
go.
it's a place I'll never leave my home.
Yeah, but it would be like if I was like, I gotta go do the podcast, and it was like, all right, down one floor.
That sounds so tailored for you.
Yeah, it's not.
Your main complaint today was the commute.
It would be like if I moved into this building. All right, I'm going up to 7.
I'm going home. How are you late?
Have you ever accidentally ridden the elevators here up to the
No,
higher floors?
Never.
I went up once by
What is it?
accident. Really nice offices.
Really?
Well, think about it. Our elevator bank has 6 elevators. Have you ever seen a building in New York that when you press the button, automatically the elevator, no matter what, there's an elevator ready to take you?
Yeah, for the most part.
There's 6 here.
Yeah.
6 elevators, and they're fast.
They're fast as
That's
fuck.
the most efficient, probably expensive elevator system I've ever seen.
Incredible elevators.
Any building I've ever been to in New York.
Strong elevators.
Totally. You go up all the way, your ears pop.
Chicago barely even has an elevator.
It's a crank.
I know.
You take the L train on a steep incline like you're going on a roller coaster. It's like tick, 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 tick.
a vertical train.
Elevator repairmen are and builders are a union. That's an old union
Oh yeah, one
in
of the
America,
oldest.
and it's a trade.
Mhm.
You know, my poppy rode the elevator.
Yeah.
How was
then
business?
I too now ride. I'm
I
apprenticing.
rode the elevator. My dad rode the elevator.
You know, lots of ups and downs.
See.
Cousin was an escalator man.
Yeah.
Haven't spoke to him in 30 years.
Well, it caused a big rift.
Fucking prick.
It's like
Yeah.
having a cop and a fireman.
Yeah, exactly. You know, which one's more important?
They're fighting at Thanksgiving. The elevator versus the escalator.
You ever try to on an escalator? You ever try to hold your hand on the 2 railings and then lift your feet off the ground and ride all the way up or all the way down without having your feet touch?
No.
So sort of in a suspended dip, maybe?
No, I never have. I feel
It's
like I could.
hard. It's
I
hard.
can see that.
A lot
Yeah.
of strain on your wrists because your wrists are bent up.
It's also tough in New York in this stand right, walk left culture that we're living in. It's hard to block off both sides.
Oh, I see what you mean. But there are plenty of elevators that do not have people, escalators that have people not expecting to be able to walk up the left side.
The only time I really see escalators is at Penn Station.
What about at LaGuardia?
Airports,
True. LGA.
malls.
LGA's, their escalator's busy though.
You don't walk up it though.
I do.
People have their luggage.
Oh, I fly up that thing
You walk up the escalator at LaGuardia.
every time.
That means you're asking a lot of people to
Well,
move.
if there's people there, I won't. But next time, instead of walking up it, you know what I'll do? I'll dip.
Try it.
Ride that thing down
Yeah.
like Stephen Hawking, like
And then when I get
Christopher
up-
Reeves.
Going,
dip-
going
I'll dip
down's
while-
easy, but
while
going up is
waiting.
really hard.
Going up is harder than going down.
Think about it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Gravity.
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 Yeah.
Stay the hell away from me.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that while I'm waiting for the clear people to harass me.
Oh, what a useless thing. I mean,
How's there 18 people at by the clear?
Clear.
what is the
Want to sign up for
point?
clear?
Can we honestly ask
There's
ourselves,
no point.
what is the point
You're
of
like,
clear?
oh yeah, I'll get clear because I'm looking at it right now. It says the clear line is a 15-minute wait, and the general line is just open.
I'm so tired of those people thinking that they're doing anything.
Yeah.
Clear must be paying. I mean, it's the same people that work at Sweet Green.
They usher you up and they're like, wait for me. Okay, come now.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it's like they're introducing you to the TSA agent who
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
give a fuck about them.
I did the other day, and I had my ID out. Why you have your ID out? You're clear. Oh, because you guys asked me to take it out 75% of the
Exactly.
time. So that's
Randomly
why.
selected again. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why does that keep happening? And they go, do you travel a lot? And I'm like, yeah.
Is
and they're
that
like,
the
well,
whole
that's
point?
probably why. And I'm like, don't you think that would mean I should be more clear?
Yeah.
This isn't my first time in the friendly skies.
Yeah.
That's a red flag.
TSA and Clear must hate each other. That's probably worse than the elevator, escalator, Capulets.
Yeah.
Montagues.
The second you see that clear person walking towards you with just a fucking imbecile behind them, I got my luggage.
Uh-huh.
Should I just go here? ID, passport, everything out. Birth certificate.
It's a nightmare.
The TSA people are always like, wait. They're not
Ah.
ready for them. They don't want them to come through. We could talk about this.
I haven't
forever.
flown in a while. Hate
Well,
the port.
I haven't flown in a fucking while.
I know.
I'm gonna be. You guys want my free upgrades this year? Probably not even gonna use them. I haven't been on my Delta app in 4 months.
I haven't really been.
Wow.
I haven't really been grinding either.
That's
To be honest, I
nice.
don't really care.
I've been flying a lot.
Yeah, I don't really care about the status.
I think I'm going to get Diamond, but I think it's going to be close this year.
I don't think I'm gonna even come close.
Last
to
year I
getting it.
had it in May.
Yeah, I remember.
I remember it like it was fucking yesterday, brother. We celebrated.
Yeah, we went to Fort Charles.
I'm
Me
not
and, me and Harry had a drink in your favor.
I'm about 2/3 of the way there.
I'm not even close.
How did I just lose miles? What the fuck? I opened the app. I went from 900,000 something miles to 800,000. What the fuck was that? I just happened in front of my
take
eyes.
away from checking it now. It's like a credit score.
I need to get the Experian boost for my.
right.
God damn.
Let's wrap up the podcast.
Let's do it.
We'll see you guys next episode. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you guys all have a good rest of your week/weekend. Goodbye. Thank you.